Hey everyone, Muchismo Eugene. Welcome to another video from Exit Strategy. Please like, subscribe, share the video if you found it helpful. Give it a thumbs up. Pass it on if you believe someone else will benefit from it. I would appreciate that. I want to talk to you guys about the mannerisms, the false bravado of a narcissist, just in their posture. And we're gonna focus more on we know they have grandiose mentalities, they have grandiose personalities, but I want to highlight how a lot of these uppity, seemingly well-off, middle-class families that have male narcissists as husbands, significant others, boyfriends, and even sometimes sons of wealthy families, middle class to wealthy families. And I want to talk about this because in every community we know somebody that has a high esteem or prestige or influence or a status. And a narcissist is all about status quo. They flock towards occupations and professions that breed and bring them and afford them this, not only this attention, but this look up to me type of attention. They'll be police officers and they'll move up the ranks to, and this is nothing against law enforcement. I'm going to highlight each and every one of these positions and these occupations. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. Police officers, they'll move up the rank to sergeant, captain, and then you find out that the captain has built the police station for hundreds of thousands of dollars, corruption, and they seek little to no jail time. They lose their profession. A narcissist doesn't care about losing their profession. They don't care. Because they've manipulated and bamboozled so many people in doing so. They get in these positions of persuasion and influence. They'll become mayors. You're seeing a lot of mayors in a lot of these towns that have got in, and it's found out that they're so corrupt. And not only that they're corrupt, they're so hell-bent on not accepting accountability. And I know some of the ones as of late you have seen on social media. They will become people of the cloth in religious professions because this is influence. This is prestige. This is a status quo. And most of all, they're never looked at with scrutiny, enough scrutiny. And shame on us, because we measure people by their status in this society, and we shouldn't. You take an empath and a chosen one, we are the last to get the recognition that you would think we should get. But guess what? We're not looking for it. We're not looking for it. And when you do get recognition for being solid, being this person that stands alone, that stands out from the crowd, take it with a grain of salt. Because even empaths, we have a tendency in the human nature where ego can creep in. Pride can creep in. If you got a breath in you and you got a heartbeat, you're open and susceptible to the same things that these narcissists are susceptible to. And in big ways, you've seen empaths that have lost their way and they've gotten lured into corruption and different things. But there's a stark difference in an empath. When we fail, we come down to a point of humility, and thereby we're able to pick ourselves up relatively quickly. And we're not even interested in trying to regain that position or that status again, because that was a learning process. Not so with a narcissist. A narcissist will go from one grandiose occupation to another. And it's a false bravado. Some of you females listening to me now, you chose someone based on what you saw, not what you sensed. Men, you gravitated towards a certain type of female because of what you saw on the outside rather than what you perceived on the inside. Superficial attractions is human nature. But just because you're attracted to somebody because of a superficial or an external cue, don't cease to observe what's going on inside of them. Don't seek to observe their body language. Don't cease to observe. Matter of fact, magnify and engage and observe and scrutinize silently how this person moves. What caliber of person are they? What subject matters are they talking about? What do they hold sacred within themselves? What do they value in life? It doesn't have to be something over the top, but make sure they value something that's significantly within rather than externally without. The intangible things. Find out what they take pride in. You guys want to go out there and see outside? I don't know how to turn it around. We'll figure it out, right? Let's see what this does. That's not it. Well, a lot of times, guys, I'm sitting in the car. I would like to go out and, well, I can do it. I know how to do it, I think. Went out for a short little drive. Such a beautiful day out today. I want to spin this around, but it doesn't look like it's going to let me today. We'll continue to just sit here and talk. It's breezy out a little bit. I'm down on the pier. I'll spin it around, let you guys see it a little bit. Superficial, false bravado of a narcissist. And I've been, binging on some of these gruesome crimes that a lot of these male narcissists committed, unaliving their wives for different reasons. And it's only a handful of reasons, one of three. Money, image, and another woman. They want to just erase the family they have. See, to a narcissist, they want to erase you like a sheet of paper with an eraser. That's the epitome of their mindset. And they don't want to let you go, the male narcissist, because you're big part of their image. If they lose you as a wife who has a good standing in the community, this is going to be a reflection on their self-image. And they're not willing to gamble that. Chris Watts, for example, not only did he want this other woman, and because the other woman didn't really favor wanting to have kids, he went on to devise a plan to unalive not only his two beautiful daughters, but an unborn son that he had told his wife that he always wanted. So she tried and she gave him his wish. God granted him the wish. Took these 4, including the unborn son that she was pregnant with, took their lives and disposed of them on his job site in an oil tanker. And if you look at some of that video of him standing in his house while these investigators are combing through the house and he's looking at his phone, there's something that you'll see that is parallel in a lot of these egotistical, false bravado narcissists. They are calm as a cucumber. They're so calm, what it does to the psyche of most people observing that are not deep thinkers like empaths and chosen ones like us. They don't see beneath the surface. They define or they observe that calmness as, well, he's calm. He can't be, the one that, or had anything to do with it, because nobody would be that calm. They have no clue about a narcissist. A narcissist with psychopathic whatever they call it in the psychopathy, sociopathic natures and psychopathic natures, they can, like one of these inmates I spent some time incarcerated with sat and told me that he went in and did a home invasion. I'll never forget that story. He went in and home invaded these individuals, and he had to unalive them because they saw his face. He put them on their stomach and he did the unthinkable to the back of their heads, and he went on to sit down in their house, rummage through their refrigerator, and eat and make him some food and watch TV. This is not a word to describe the coldness of a person who can do this and still remain around a body that they've unalived with no remorse, no fear, but sheer calmness. I was watching a story on YouTube where a firefighter essentially erased his wife, drove her off a cliff, and the car caught a fire and it burned intensely beyond what a normal car fire should have. He used accelerants, and you know how the story go. Not only was he sloppy, he was brash. The Zippo lighter that had his initials engraved in it, that I guess was gifted to him by the fire station, and it had his badge number on the back of that lighter. He threw it into the car, because I have now discovered that you can open and flip a Zippo lighter. The old school ones, you can flip it and light it. It has a strong wind resistance, and you can throw it, a few feet from a brush fire or whatever you're trying to ignite, and it will stay ignited. And this is one of the clues they found in the floorboard of the car, along with a glove, rubber glove that had a high content of fuel on it. And he set the stage so well, whereas his wife, he texted from her phone, and this was a big thing with a few of these individuals. One was an IRS federal agent. He texted from his wife's phone days leading up to it, got her into this site where it was supposedly her, under the illusion it was her soliciting a guy to meet her at her house with a knife so they could do some kinky sex. And essentially he was sleeping with his au pair which is foreign person that comes over to America and you chaperone them pretty much, and they're your in-house nanny, and you afford them a place in the home to live, an au pair. So I'm learning that there's a very strong parallel in the narcissistic circles, whereas a narcissist is high-minded, very grandiose, false bravado, and they have this ego of status. This is the ones I'm talking about specifically. So we must understand that we're all human. We all tend to take pride in what we do and positions in the community and whatnot. It's good to feel good about what you're doing in society for the right reasons. But you're never to think that you're supposed to be looked up upon. And because when somebody doesn't give you your flowers, you get in your feelings. Empaths, we can get caught into this tidal wave and this current of they didn't recognize me, they didn't acknowledge me. Resist it. Learn to move differently, learn to move in silence, learn to observe in silence, as I am learning. Because you learn more by observing than you ever would by engaging. That being said, bless.